At Trinity Health System, we have a profound respect and awe for all creation. We are motivated by the words of Christ to be his hands and heart to those in need. Our doctors, nurses, and staff are driven by selfless performance, combining our expertise with the technology to bridge the gap to healthier communities. Healthcare isn't just about healing, it's about human dignity. Trinity Health System, inspired by faith, serving you with distinction.
Can you practice?
I'm going to have problems with this. Question number 2.
Live from Studio 3, and then heavily edited for content, it's Bucco Banter. Introducing your hosts. Originally from somewhere near Newcastle and now being a good husband and father when he's not running off by himself to PNC Park, it's Fred Rossano. A Pittsburgh Pirates fan since before he was born and still residing in his parents' basement when he's not sleeping in the Pirates clubhouse, it's Matthew Peasley. Finally, he may look like a piece of plastic on a stick, but he has a life of his own and he's the real expert on Bucco Banter. It's Pirate Panda!
Hello and welcome again to Bucco Banter.
Presented by Trinity. My name is Matthew Peasley, and as always, joined by
Fred Rossano.
Fred, we're a couple weeks into the season. I guess an up and down start for the Pirates. Really played well against the Braves. Didn't play so well against the Reds. We've had some tough times, things you'd think that they could have broken out of, but still fighting to get up back to the 500 mark.
Obviously, way early in the season, but there are a couple things that are kind of bothering me, and one of them is the outfield. They seem to be having trouble understanding who's. I know all three of them switched, but you would think that there should be some kind of communication there. They've let a lot of balls drop in between them, not a lot, but maybe at least 3 or 4 that I think should have been caught, and it's not really showing up as errors, but those are plays that need to be made in the major leagues.
Yeah, Marte in center field kind of botched a couple against the Red Sox in that makeup game that could have prevented a few runs if he plays it a little bit better. It's been awkward at first.
Yeah, that's a good point. It just seems awkward, like they're not familiar, not comfortable. All three of them. Yeah. In fact, the one I think seems to be the most comfortable is McCutcheon.
I would say that too. Yeah, in right field. I mean, still go back to opening day. Polanco just dropping that easy fly ball that wasn't there.
Well, they said the wind took that.
Yeah, but then the one falls in right between them two,
yes.
Marte and Polanco. So,
and then there was the disaster the other day in Boston where
there
were 3 plays, I think, within that series there that could have been caught, play at second base by Gosselin. It should have been made. But the starting pitching, minus a terrible start by Glasnow, has been okay for the most part. Chad Kuhl had an excellent outing again that got wasted. But overall, the starting pitching has been okay. Garrett Cole, a little bit disappointing. Again, very early in the season. Nova, pretty good. Taillon,
I'd say Taillon's had the best.
Yeah, the best so far.
After a couple starts, had the most consistent starts. But they had the starting pitching, again, outside of the Glasnow start, has put the team in a position to win. It's been the offense that has let them down by not scoring runs. It was hard to catch up to the Reds when they were putting up 6 and 9 runs in those games, but Pirates were just terrible with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, that hopefully is not going to be a bugaboo the rest of or a buckaboo.
Ooh, nice.
For the rest of the season, but that could be a problem now without Gong there. They're definitely lacking some home run power with Rodriguez gone and the other
Matt Joyce.
Matt Joyce also gone.
What I've liked the player in the field, the position player that's impressed me the most so far is David Freese, filling in at third base in place of Gong, who may not come back this year, but Freese has got 2 home runs, and I think I saw that he has the highest OPS in the National League so far.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
So he's getting on base. driving the ball to the corners, getting it over the fence. So I think that's one of the more – he's only been on the team now 2 years, but he's got probably the most major league experience out of anybody, and I think he's going to be key this year in place of Gong.
He definitely has to be key, and you don't want to use him too much because he's older there. But another guy I think has been a spark plug is Adam Frazier. I mean, he's a little rough again on the fielding, but overall he seems to be a good spark plug. Being able to come up clutch, couple pinch hits I think already, and when he starts, a couple clutch hits to get some rallies started. But overall, so-so. The one the other day really hurt by them losing that one. That was one that should have been won. And you had mentioned, too, before that you were a little concerned about the relievers.
Yeah, it's Antonio Bastardo, every time he's out there, it's scary. 3 home runs in his first 3 appearances. Against the Reds, he was getting shelled pretty good. And I thought the bullpen was going to be one of the stronger suits.
I think it still will be, but although Watson's been a little bit shaky too.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on that part. But if the starting pitching can last 6 innings, I'll tell you, Rivero. I like Rivero too.
Yes.
Felipe Rivero's lights out when he's in there. But if the starting pitching can go 6 innings, giving up 3 runs or less, the offense just has to be able to keep pace with that too.
They just need to be able to get 4 or 5 runs. Hopefully they can do that. Yeah. But they're going to have to deal a lot with small ball, I guess, to get there.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is still early enough in the season to give some predictions. We're going to be cheering them on no matter what. But where do you think this team's going to finish at the end of the season come October?
I think they'll finish third. I don't think the Cardinals are that strong. But, obviously, the Cubs are looking pretty good. I mean, they've got young guys, talented guys, guys that hit home runs, singles hitters. They're just pretty solid on defense all the way around. They're the cream of the crop as far as the division and maybe the National League. And then the Pirates could sneak into second. Like I said, I'm not sold on the Cardinals either, but what do you think?
Here's what I think. I think the Pirates will finish third, but that'll be good enough for the second wild card spot. I think we'll have 3 teams coming out of the Central with the Cubs winning the division, the Pirates getting that second wild card spot.
So it'll be like, no, it was the
2
years ago where they had the top
Cubs
3 teams in all the National League.
Yeah, and that second team, the first wild card team, is not going to be the Cardinals. It's going to be the Reds. I think the Reds can continue what they've done so far early in the season. They've had great starting pitching so far, young pitchers.
Yeah, good young pitchers, but they're young pitchers.
Yeah, but I think they can.
They have a decent amount of hitters, I would say.
You're right, and just the way that they torched the Pirates in that 3-game series, I don't think they're going to drop off. So it'll be a reminiscent time of that 2013 wild card game, except not at PNC Park. It'll be played at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati.
Wow.
This is the kind of insight. This is the kind of insight you get on Bucco Banter.
That's a pretty bold statement. I don't know. I don't think you're right, though. Yeah. I think they'll fade eventually. I do think they got the hitting to stick around, but I think their pitching will falter. There's just almost too many young pitchers.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what the real expert on Bucco Banter has to say with his predictions coming up next.
Who would that be?
Just have to wait and see.
Thank you very much, Matt and Fred. I thank you, friends, countrymen. And by the way, Matt and Fred, you guys are idiots because the only choice to win not only the Central Division but the National League and also the representative in the World Series will be none other than the Pittsburgh Pirates. Do I make myself clear? Do I? Thank you very much. That is all for now.
Ask the experts. Ask the experts. Ask the experts. Ask the experts.
Fred, it's time again for Ask the Experts because all off season and even now in the first 2 weeks of the regular season are adoring fans?
And they do adore us.
Are they?
I know that for a fact.
Definitely.
They adore us.
Because we've had a flood into your mailbox.
They used to go to Idora Park. But that's
in Youngstown.
different. Yeah,
but
it's not there anymore.
Idora. Good.
Instead of adore.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Did you go there?
Yeah, we went there all the time. That was our field trips.
It wasn't there when I was growing up because it burned down. But
it did have a bad fire there. But anyway, we digress.
Yeah, so your mailbox, I think you've been sorting through the Easter and Christmas cards
Yes,
and the
I
Ask the
have.
Expert questions. So can you bring those out for us?
Yes, I can. Oh, you mean now? Okay.
Yeah. Whoa. There you got another one
On my
here.
head?
Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I told you to keep it under your hat.
All right.
So.
These are the first 4 questions of 2017.
Okay, you'll take 2, I'll take 2.
All right. You can read those
Okay.
two. I'll give you the first one. Should Clint Hurdle and Neil Huntington be given new contracts? Jay Peterman of Steubenville.
Interesting, because maybe last week I saw a story online that of all of the major league managers, Clint Hurdle's, they say, is on the hot seat the most out of anybody.
Really?
I forget what site that was on, but I kind of was taken aback by that. I didn't believe it. But when you think about it, 98 wins 2 years ago to 78. I mean, that's
not totally his fault.
Some of it falls on the manager because
it naturally does fall on the manager.
And he's been in this position before when he was in Colorado. He took him pretty far one year, and then midway through the year after, I think they went to the playoffs, or maybe, they made it to the World Series that one year. He was fired for underperforming midway through the season, and you know who replaced him? Another former Pirate manager.
Oh, yeah, I could see him.
Jim Tracy.
Yeah,
how about that? And he ended up doing pretty well with them. So hopefully Clint's not in that 7th-year downturn.
So. I don't think so. But I agree. I think a lot of it is, again, their decision-making as far as where they wanted to go about. I know they don't want to pull the trigger on trades and free agents and all that. But, I think they're counting on their starting young pitching to carry them through and a couple of their hitters. But I don't see that. I don't see him being on a hot seat. Maybe. What about Neil Huntington, though?
He's a big reason why we are where we are, I'd say. That has been good over 3 seasons, but as disappointing as last year was, and as disappointing really as the offseason was, with not many big moves and not much. But I think the ownership group has faith in both of these guys. I do as well. They know a lot more about baseball than we do, believe it or not. So I think I think those two guys are in the best position for the Pirates to succeed in the future.
I think so too. But on the other hand, maybe who knows? Maybe Neil Huntington. Maybe they've approached him, and Neil Huntington said, "Why don't we wait till after the year? Maybe he would want to go someplace else." I don't know.
All right, other teams could be clamoring for him eventually.
Could
too.
be.
Theo Epstein goes Red Sox to Cubs.
Yeah.
So.
There you go.
Who is the Pirates' best relief pitcher? Sloppy Joe of Newcastle. That's your old neighbor. Huh?
Yes, my old hometown. Wow, that's a tough. I think you were saying earlier about Rivera.
Yeah.
I think he's eventually going to move into that slot. I feel uncomfortable when Watson's out there. He's better at number. Maybe they need to switch him, and eventually, Hurdle's always said they can be intermingled there.
Mm-hmm.
Never knowing what. But it seems like they're wanting to go more with Rivero in the 7th. And then Hudson in the 8th, and then Watson.
Yeah.
We'll see how it pans out. Again, it's only
so you're saying Rivero?
a couple weeks into the year.
Rivero probably the best reliever?
I would think so, yeah.
I'm saying Wade LeBlanc. He had to come in after.
Man, you're like crazy here tonight.
Listen to this. He came in for Tyler Glasnow after his rough outing. He came in the 2nd inning, pitched 5 or 6 innings.
Trevor Williams has done great too.
They're
supposed to be wrong.
He gave up a 3-run home run to the Reds, but Wade LeBlanc, they kept him in for 2 at-bats with the bases loaded. They trusted him enough to hit at the plate because they liked what he was doing pitching.
Yeah, but wait, no, that's not true. They left him in because they had to leave him in because
they didn't want to blow any other relievers too. But again, he still pitched.
Oh, he did
well.
great.
Yeah.
He did great.
So I think that
he didn't do, but he was guilty of bad fielding in his first appearance. Remember,
Yeah.
he gave up 3 runs or something, but there was some shoddy defense behind him.
Right, and he got out of a jam against the Cubs on Friday. So I think he, even if Glasnow doesn't pan out as that 5th starter, I wouldn't mind seeing LeBlanc get a few starts. So
It's a possibility.
He's
there as a long reliever.
This is the kind of insight you get on Bucco
More
Banter.
insight. Wow. I mean, it's too much to fill in. All right. How nice is the new video board? I can't read it. I don't have my glasses on right now. But the video board at PNC Park.
That's right.
By Michael D. of Weirton.
Well, you haven't seen the game at PNC Park
no.
yet either. I've been to a handful so far, and it's, if you're not familiar with the new video board, it's out there on the Roberto Clemente wall. It used to be the manual out-of-town scoreboard, but now it's digital, shows videos, and they play interactive games on there as well, like the Super Mario simulation they kind of do on there. It's pretty cool. It's worth the price of admission at PNC Park. So it's, some people were kind of complaining, saying, "Oh, it's too fancy. You don't need that." But the things they can do on it they definitely help the ballpark experience.
Again, I think it's the most picturesque stadium in all of baseball.
And they update it every year.
Oh, wait a minute. By the way, we'd have bet in it, not to get off the subject, but didn't the pierogi?
Yeah.
What's the pierogi?
Pizza Penny.
I should have made a bet, and she won the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
The bet was on saying that who was going to win that first race.
In her debut.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of funny because.
Did you try those, by the way?
No, they haven't. Mrs. T's pizza.
Are they like
style.
raviolis?
I just said I haven't tried them, so I'll have to see. I bet they will be like raviolis.
Okay.
But it's kind of funny that there's now 6 pierogies that race. There's a half dozen pierogies on the field at PNC Park. I think it's kind of funny. Last question. Who will hit the most home runs for the Pirates this season? Ralph of Irondale.
Well, Ralph, I think the winner of that would be Polanco.
He doesn't have any yet.
No, but I think he'll come through. He's already got like 4 or 5 stolen bases already.
Yeah, so those long legs.
Yeah.
And he's got when he connects, he's got the prettiest swing on the team, I think.
Oh yes, definitely. With the lefties are always like that. But McCutcheon has 1, right? Starling Marte is the mystery man again.
Yeah, he
2 years ago, how many did he have?
Close to 20 maybe, and then last year single digits. I think.
I think he had 9.
It'd be nice if he could get to maybe 15.
Yeah, they desperately need home runs.
And talking about Josh Bell, he's going to be a key power source, but that hasn't come around
no,
yet.
he needs to start hitting, or else he could be sent back down if he doesn't start coming through.
Yeah. Home run wise, I talked about him earlier in the show. David Freese, I think if he's going to be in the lineup every day at third base, I think he's a power threat every time. I could see him finishing in the mid-20s with home runs.
Could be, but I just hope he doesn't get worn down. But there you have it.
That's episode number 1.
Thank you for those first 4 questions. They were dandies.
We can't wait to read some more. Just keep writing and keep watching Bucco Banter.
Yes.
Woo!
I'm all
Woo! You want to do the questions and then Panda at the end, so we don't have to move? Because it'll just be Panda on screen by himself.
This isn't going to work. I'm not in a parrot mood. I got paid.
It's a panda.
All right, try it again.
Are you recording this? This would be a good blooper.
Not yet.
Do they think it's somebody else that's playing? Do they think it's a parrot?